Okay, we're on take 3. Been having some technical difficulties this morning, but that's okay. Welcome everybody who's watching. This is day 3 of Love Week, and where I just felt inspired to share a few little nuggets of my story with you about how I've, followed my dreams and created a lot of the things that I really desire in my life. And today I'm going to share with you a process that I used to make my dream of traveling the world come true. And it's a step-by-step process that you can really apply to any dream. So stay tuned while I just share this to my Big Creative Fun Facebook group. If you're not in there already, I would love to see you in there. You can join by clicking the button, the visit group button above on the banner. Okay, we're getting there. Finally. So thanks to those of you who have been watching so far, and I would love to know your takeaways. What has come up for you while you're listening? What are the big ideas that you have that you feel inspired to follow through on? And there we go. All right, let's get started. So like I said, today I'm going to share a step-by-step process that I use to make my dream of traveling the world come true. And this is something that you can really apply to anything. And I've used it again and again to, make my desires reality. So I'm really excited to share it with you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah Mack. I'm a writer and a mindset coach. I'm all about helping creatives, artists, coaches, and healers to have more fun, make more money, and have more freedom to, really live the life that excites us. So, I had a dream of being location independent and traveling the world, and this is the way that I made that dream come true. So in the last 3.5 years, I've traveled all around the world. I've been to 13 different countries that include Indonesia, India, Singapore, Turkey, UK, Canada, USA, Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico a couple times, and Argentina and Uruguay. So I've done a lot of traveling. It's been a real adventure, and it's been amazing to really have that freedom to take my work with me wherever I go, to just give me that freedom and that flexibility. And that's something that I just knew was a true desire for me. And I've always loved traveling. I've always loved moving around. Obviously got a bit of the nomadic genes in me somewhere. And before I used to work freelance, which allowed me a lot of flexibility with when I worked and when I had free time, and gave me a lot of time off to explore. But I really wanted something that I could take with me. And obviously being able to work online is a reality now for so many people, and it's growing. So I knew that was something I wanted to take advantage of. In the beginning stages, I had no idea how that was going to look. All I remember is, journaling in my journal that I really wanted to have an internet business. And initially I thought, I'm going to have to learn all about internet marketing, and that's going to take a really long time, and maybe it'll take years for me to start a business. Maybe, I'll have to do something that's outside of my existing skill set. But the cool thing is that's not actually what happened, and it came around much, much faster than I ever expected it to. And, yes, I've learned a lot of these other skills now since then, but the cool thing is I didn't have to do it before I got started. And that's one thing that I really want to get across, is sometimes, we think in our head that it's a big journey and it will take time, when actually there's always a solution to get you what you want much, much faster than you think. And the way it happened for me was, so these are the steps that I want to share with you. The first one is to just decide what you want, like really acknowledge your desire and just decide that you're going to make it happen, and be open to how it's going to work out for you. And then the next step is to follow the breadcrumbs. So, just what I did was, obviously I followed a lot of other people who were doing that, and started learning about digital marketing just by following and, being a consumer of those kinds of products and services and businesses. And then, kind of out of the blue, some of my good friends were running their business in Indonesia, and they invited me to go out and work there. So I saw that as like a really big breadcrumb that was going to get me closer to be able to learn more about how they would, they were already successfully doing that. So I put all my stuff in storage. I, decided to quit my career in working in film production. And I flew out to Bali. And then, if for those of you who have been to Bali, you'll know that it's full of a lot of digital entrepreneurs. We were living in a really cute town called Ubud, which has an amazing kind of digital nomad scene. So I was meeting a lot of people who were already doing what I wanted to do. And that's how I suddenly had the brainwave of becoming a writer. And I literally hadn't even thought of myself as a writer up until that point. But I've been doing some copywriting for my friend's business, and then I sat down and had lunch with a writer out there, and I was picking her brains about what she was doing, and she was just asking me questions about what kind of experience I had. And that's when I realized that actually I had a lot of experience as a writer. And that was a really strong skill set of mine. And so that was really the beginning of my writing career. And I went out to India to, buy myself some time, live for cheaply in the mountains, in the Himalayas. And that's when I started my writing business. And, as it picked up momentum, I obviously was earning enough money to be able to come back to the West. And that's really how it all started. So the steps that I want to outline of, how I made it happen is just deciding that that's what I wanted and being open to what it was going to look like, following the breadcrumbs, and just, being in the vicinity of other people who were doing similar things. And that just started off online, learning about people online, which everybody has access to. And then obviously, and the next step is really just taking that leap of faith. And when you see an opportunity, really grabbing it and trusting that you're going to make it work out. And it absolutely wasn't easy. It was a really bumpy ride. A lot of the time I wasn't sure if I was going to get, make that transition, but I really had no other choice because I'd taken that leap of faith. And so I knew I had to make that work out. So I put everything that I could into making it work out, and it did. So, it's really just taking one step after another. You really don't have to have a grand strategy. What I realized, reflecting back on how I'd made that happen, was to just stay really focused on the outcome that I wanted, and then just figuring it out one step at a time. And it actually unfolded so much faster and more easily than I thought at the beginning. So, and just really obviously having that faith that it will work out. If other people can do it, you can do it too. Even if you're trying to do something that you've never seen anybody do before, if you have absolute faith and it's a genuine desire for you, then, trust that you'll be able to make it work out. If we can go to the moon, you can launch an internet business, and find a way to do it in a way that you actually enjoy it. So yeah, let me know your takeaways from this. Let me know what it is that you have a real desire for creating in your life. Maybe it's a switch in career, maybe it's a switch in location, maybe it's having more time to travel, maybe it's location independence, maybe it's having more creative freedom. Whatever it is that you have a real desire for, let me know. Send me a message. Tell me what it is that you're working on. Tell me what questions are coming up for you around this. Tell me what's that little voice in your head that's telling you maybe it won't be possible, or is putting some problems or some blocks in your way, because often they can very easily be overcome, and that really opens up your pathway to taking steps towards creating whatever it is that you want with your life. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow to share more juicy goodies about how to love your life. And thanks for watching. If you're watching the replay, send me some hearts, send me some likes, and I will see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye.